Hello YouTubers, hello, it's Melissa with Lekia. It's Melissa, the MOPMNH of Bespoke Hairstyles. Hope you're well, hope you're good. Thank you for watching this posting. I've got someone in the Bespoke heart I want you to meet. This is Lekia. Hi Lekia.
Hello. Thank you.
You know what?
We'll give us a help.
My sister.
Now, very good to me.
Oh, I'm trying.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, so, but you need to try harder.
I know. You know what? I've said it many times this year, 2030, and we're halfway through.
Don't please.
Oh my God, we're halfway.
We're not halfway yet.
We're not halfway. We're heading towards halfway, but it's gone far.
I know it is. First quarter.
It's just incredible, and I've said this year is about wellness. And I talk about what I mean by wellness, holistic wellness, and also supporting each other. Yeah. Because I don't know whether I've shared the story.
I like that.
Supporting each other, so lifting ourselves up. Because I don't know whether I've shared this story with you, but when I first started, there were key people who I really loved and admired all throughout college days. And when I started this business, because it's about movement, it's celebrating our own hair. It's deeper than just kind of me styling somebody. I contacted all these people that I admired, and they all told me to like their fan page. And I was like, for somebody who's starting up, and I approached them with a lot of literature, a lot of information, they all said, not one came back saying a practical way to support. And they had the forum for me to be able to go on it and promote what we're doing. So I made a promise to myself that because I knew this was going to happen, when I started this business, that I will, my whole policy is going to be, and ethos is going to be, we must support each other. It's very important. So this is an impromptu, Lekia and I were just chatting, and I was like, you know what, let's just do a video about what you are doing, and let's see whether we can support our sister, because it's all about the movement into us supporting each other.
Yes.
Lekia.
I'm so happy you've taken that policy because I'm benefiting from it.
No. It is a rule. It is a rule. It is wrong for me not to do that.
Yes.
Because there's not enough of us supporting each other, and we are in an epidemic.
No, we are.
We're in a situation.
We are in a situation.
So I have a responsibility.
Yeah.
It would be a hypocritical one for me not to take it to this level. Because I have a responsibility. Because I'm seeing the after effects of people not supporting each other and us not loving ourselves. We see it here with the people going bald and losing their hair.
That's terrible, because let me just start with this, because you talked about supporting, let me just start with, that saying, I don't know exactly how he said again, but when you have one stick, it's easy to break, but when you have several sticks all together, it's so difficult to break it. You can't break it.
Indeed.
So even for self-preservation, we need to stick together, because it's harder for anyone to break us or to get in and destroy us if we are stuck together. But if you're alone, it's so easy for you to be destroyed and think and you're gone.
And you're on your own.
You're on your own.
Yes.
So again, and we're social beings, so it just makes sense. But because of greed, ego, and all of that, it gets in the way and people don't realize it. But we hope with what you're doing, hopefully with what I'm doing, and follow your example, we can make a difference in supporting each other.
And if ever, I have to get, anyway, we've talked about egos, because they do take over.
Oh yes, they do.
I trust that I have enough people around me to tell me, hey, put your feet on the ground, girl. So I trust you. I always talk about the fact that when you set up on your own and you begin to rise, because I feel I'm rising, and I'm proud to say that.
Yes, you should be.
And you lose connections that you've had for years. But if you stay open, you gain new connections. Here is an example of a sister, a friend, who you would think we've known each other in forever.
Yes.
And we've only started talking online, and then we've made a connection, and now we are friends. You're one of my friends. Yeah,
of course. Remember the first day when I came here, we talked and talked and talked. Like, it's like I know you 20 years.
When I put it I was like, my God, we've talked so much. So that's what I'm grateful for. Creating Bespoke Hairstyles has just, my friendships are deeper, real, more authentic, and uplifting.
Yeah, like they say too, again, I read somewhere, You know, some people are there for a season, others are there for a reason. So sometimes it's hard to let old friends go. But, you know, it probably would help if you let old friends go, and new friends, you know, come in. And the way because the support you and you guys have given me is fantastic. It's great, you know, and I'm grateful every day to have met people like you. So
the door's always open,
yeah.
Lekia.
You heard it, she said.
So Lekia, tell us what you are up to.
So there are two things now that really occupy my mind. You know, of course, my main project is my daughter.
Of course, whose hair we look after.
Yes, you look after her hair and keep her lovely.
Yes.
But other than that, it's Project Embrace and Couture Africa. But today we'll focus on Project Embrace. Because if you leave me here, I can talk and just push this good woman out of the way.
And I'll just go.
I'll continue. So Project Embrace.
Lekia, you're shaking the camera.
Oh, sorry. Oh, table, yes.
I know the table.
You need to get a new one, you know.
I know.
Right, okay.
Project Embrace.
Project Embrace. So basically, I think the words speak for itself. Project Embrace is all about embracing yourself, everything about yourself, from the strand of your hair to the longest tip of your toenail.
Yes.
And it's why I started this is because I realized that in the Black community we have almost an inherent hatred for our hair. I know hatred is a heavy word, but I think that's the only word I can use to describe what we do to our hair. And I decided to go natural when I realized why I was, you know, covering my hair, disguising it, perming it, changing it, and never ever going with what I have or what I was born with. I think I need a sip of tea. Yeah. Oh, the water is there.
The water is there.
So, and it hit me, and I thought, oh God, this is terrible, you know. And then I just cut off all my permed hair, and I started growing my own hair and loving it and embracing everything about it. Whether it shrinks, whether it knots, whatever it does, it's my hair, and I love it, and I'm gonna rock it.
And it is looking stunning.
Thank
today.
you. Let's not take off the cap.
No, but that's what's great about hair.
Yeah.
Who needs to know what's happening at the back?
Who needs to know?
Just do you.
Yeah, so, and then when I had my daughter, at the time I had my daughter, I had shaven hair, you know.
Okay.
I just decided to cut it off and just go with the bald look for a while, which I really enjoyed actually. No maintenance, nothing. When you talk about low maintenance, that is low maintenance. And then when she was about 3 years old, because she's a very social child, you know, she would see random women maybe in the shop or the bus stop, and she'd go up to them and say, "Excuse me, I like your hair. Excuse me, I like your hair." And I realized it was always women with straight hair. And I thought, oh gosh, no. And I started growing mine so she can see that, you know, this is actually how our hair is and how it looks, and there's lots of different things you can do with it. And then I read a book of hers that says, if you talk about a problem, then you have a duty to do something about it. And that struck me. One of those, you know, bedtime story reading, you know, and I was reading to her, but I was getting the message.
Yes.
And then that's why I decided to set up Project Embrace. Now, Project Embrace really is about putting the Afro hair in a beautiful context. And the way the way I decided to do it was put it on billboards. It helps when you see images of, well, not really yourself, but people like you, you know, out there. You look up and you see a beautiful African woman or woman of African descent with her own hair, you know, because all around you look, whether it's in magazines, on TV, in newspapers, all sorts of ads.
Subliminal messaging.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, it's just feeding. We don't even realize.
We don't realize. It's just feeding into us. And our children are growing up thinking the only hair to have is straight hair. So I'm challenging that idea that the only beautiful hair to have not even just only, actually not even just only beautiful hair. The only hair to have is a straight hair. If your hair is not straight, then it's not good enough. And we can't wait until we are old, we can straighten it. And younger girls are beginning to straighten their hair. Now, I'm not saying straight hair is ugly, but I'm saying there's another way to have beautiful hair. And if you were born with, our kind
African hair,
why not rock it? Why not use it? Why
natural?
Yeah. A lot of people say, "Oh, it's a choice," but we're thinking, why are we making that choice? Think of the first time you made that choice. A lot of people make the choice when they were children. Before they could even do anything about it, they made the choice in their mind that their hair is going to be straight. So once they have the ability or the time or the, should I say the freedom to do it, they straighten it.
So they say it's manageable.
Oh,
I weave it
because it's manageable.
Because it's manageable.
Now that again is something else that I just find, sorry to say, ridiculous. Because if you don't manage your hair, of course it's not manageable. We don't manage our hair.
Right.
And when you say a hair is manageable, what makes the hair manageable? Is it that you don't spend time on it?
So they say when they wake up in the morning, they can just go.
Right, that's manageable. Well, I'm sure with this style, when you wake up in the morning,
I just went. And I've been went in
and you've been
for the
going
last, because I'm going to take this out, but it's so convenient and it looks presentable. So I just, in the morning, before I just get up, I spray it, and I come down and start working.
But there's different ways you can work, different ways you can work with our hair. And I'm not even a hairdresser, I've just been someone that's had my own natural hair now for the past 13 years. Mm-hmm. Although that should be, all of my life, but,
yeah.
So, sometimes I twist it, and I can have that hair. I just wake up and go. There's so many wake up and go styles.
So that's not
an issue.
Yeah.
And again, if you're going to put on a weave on, for example, some women, you have to give the whole day to do it. Because some people say, time as well. Well, if you're giving the whole day to have your hair done,
yes.
If you give that same amount of time to your natural hair, I'm sure your natural hair will come out looking good. And
also, recently, we flat twisted somebody who has been natural for a few years. We flat twisted that person, and it was the first time she literally took off the weave, washed her hair, and came down because she was fed up of the covering. And it took her. It was quicker time to flat twist her hair. When we finished, she was like, "You finished?" She couldn't believe it. It was quicker to flat twist her than to weave her. And the air can hit her scalp, and she wakes up in the morning and she goes to work, and she can keep that hair in for about a month if she looks after it, or 6 weeks. So actually, so it's deeper than,
do the math.
So it's easier to say it's manageable.
Yes. You see, that's the thing, as I say, so as you said, the word is subliminal. These subliminal messages have been fed to us over the years, ever since we were born. So we come up with all these excuses as to why we need to hide our hair or disguise our hair. Some will say, it's not professional. Who is it to decide, what is professional and what is not? Right? I wouldn't say the way my hair is, I can go walk into an office, but I can make it an office style.
Explain.
Yours is definitely an office
but
style.
I used to work in PR recruitment. Your hair in a meeting would show that you're unique, you look professional, and that'd be fine. So it depends on the environment.
It also depends on it, but there are lots of places you can work now, even in banks where you can, shops, you can still have your hair out or but there are also ways if you wanted to look more professional.
i.e., this would be a professional style.
Yeah, see?
You see?
Turn around.
You see? Tucked in.
I love this.
You see? Yes. Tucked in. Looking accessorized, so I'm not just a clone following the crowd up in it with accessory, still looking professional, but healthy.
But
this
healthy.
is
yes. You see, because again, I know we've had this debate, argument, talk about health, and it's very important because the health of our scalp is in danger. That way. It is in danger, especially our children.
Yeah.
But I tell you, the reason why people would do what they do to themselves is not because of health. Right. So that is why I don't really pursue that angle.
Right.
Because if it was health, all of us would have, kept our natural hair.
Yes.
But it's not really about that.
Yes.
So that's why I'm using the Billboard campaign. So what we're trying to do is to raise up funds to be able to put billboards of beautiful African women and men and children on billboards.
That's exciting.
Yeah, it is exciting and scary. All around London and other major cities and hopefully the whole wide world. So at the moment we're having different fundraising activities, and one of them is the Project Embrace the Look of Love. Event. So the event is going to be a natural hair event, but hopefully it's in a nice cozy environment, which is the Ya Asantua Art Centre in Maidavale.
Okay. So, Maidavale, UK?
Yes.
Maidavale, UK?
There's another Maidavale.
No, but I don't want somebody to think Maidavale, California. I don't know. Or Maidavale.
Because
there's a Maidavale places. So that's why I'm saying it's for it. Unfortunately, right now, the movement will, what you're doing could go global.
Hopefully.
Could go global because the issue is massive.
It's all over.
But we start from where we are.
Yeah, charity begins at home.
We start from here. So
this is where I am. So
so it's for the UKers who can get to Maidavale in London.
Yeah, on May the 18th.
May the 18th.
So on the day there will be stalls with different hair products, skin products, and accessories. And we're also going to be having different workshops. So there's going to be workshop on self-esteem, because I find out that self-esteem and confidence is one of the major reasons why a lot of women would not go natural. I've heard women tell me, I'm not confident enough. Or there's another lady who came into a hairdresser's I just went to have my hair washed. And she came in to have hers washed. And then the hairstylist said, why don't we just do something with your hair? She's like, I know, but... And I don't know, I'm not confident enough to carry it. So they'll always hold it back in a bun. She feels it's a bit more not too in your face.
Apologizing.
Yes, apologizing for
all natural hair.
And then, but so the stylist asked, but where do you work? And she said, I work at Marks and Spencer. She said, but I don't think they are too bothered. She said, no, they're not. They don't have any problem with my hair. It's just me. She just, exactly. So a lot of us, are not confident or bold enough. We think, we're going to draw negative attention. So I'm hoping when we have, billboards all around with our type of hair on show, it will help women be a bit more confident to say, you know what, I can do this too. And also, so that's what the workshop is about, building confidence to be who you are. No apologies, You've got a brown skin, you've got your lips, your eyes, your feet, your thighs, your hair, everything is you, and you're unique, and that is you, and you make no apologies. We're also going to be having a workshop on empowering to create wealth. And also on makeup, how to make up, not to cover up, but to enhance. So it's all about enhancing who you are, not trying to hide. We'll have a workshop on nutrition, eating right, we know the things to do, drinking water, and just encouraging people. Because some of us, we know what to do when it comes to nutrition. We just need a little bit of push. Then we'll have a talk on actually posture, walking tall, how to present yourself. It's not only just about your, what you wear, how your hair is, but it's how you present yourself. How you sit, how you walk, how you make your entrance.
How you carry yourself.
Yeah, how you carry yourself. You always come up with the right words.
My mother.
She always makes sure.
How you carry yourself.
Yeah, how you carry yourself. And then we also have a natural hair model who also is an actress, and she has had loads of jobs with her hair natural. At first she used to think, it will be a hindrance to her. But actually, she realized it's not, that it was more about her person.
We hinder ourselves.
Yes, we are the ones that hinder ourselves. More about her person than, her hair. And when she presents herself in a certain way, people can see, see her.
Yeah.
She is. So she'll be coming as well to give a talk, and we'll have a hair show as well. So different hairstylists will come, do some nice cool styles, and
What time is it?
Well, it's from 11 in the morning till 7 p.m. So there'll be different workshops. There'll be, people come around, but it's for the whole family. So I'm also encouraging men to come along. You can come along with, your niece, your daughter,
more men to get involved in the movement.
Yes, to get involved, because a lot of women say, well, the men want their hair to be in a certain way, so we need support as well from
men,
for our men folk.
And it's on a Saturday, right?
Yeah, it's on a Saturday.
Okay, so it's on a Saturday the 18th of May, between 11 and 7. Ticket prices are?
Well, you can, entrance into the event is free, but for the workshops it's £5. But that £5 admits 2 people. So, but the second person has to be a younger person. Okay. So anyone from, I don't know, to up to age 17, because I want a lot of young girls, teenagers to be involved, because I mean, my daughter's school is next to secondary school, and I know that I'm just plugging this number from the air, but I am sure it's near accurate. 98% of the black teenagers I see all have, fake hair, different hair. But 98% of the white teenagers all have their own hair. So what does it say about us? If already from age 12, 11, we're already fixing our hair, the time, the effort, even what's going on in our minds to think we have to cover our hair so early. And meanwhile, our white counterparts are not doing that.
And let me tell you a story. So on Friday, we met a beautiful African young lady who had a wig, a weave, not her hair. And it felt like she was aged. She didn't look fresh and current. Yeah. And then obviously being in this environment, and she knows we deal with natural hair, where like, you could come down, get your mom to bring you down, get your mom to bring you down, and we can style your hair. And immediately she went into autopilot, which we all do, describing her hair in the most negative terminology. Forgetting we touch hair like that every day. And the reason why your hair is hard is because you're straightening it and blow drying it. And you're not putting moisture in it. So it's actually your hair feels dry because you don't know how to care for it. Yeah. But our hair is not meant to be dry. Our hair is not meant to feel hard. Our hair is soft and moist, and that's what our hair is supposed to feel like.
I mean, it's spongy.
It's spongy. It's beautiful.
And you know what? You'd really taught me this magic about water. I call it magic because I know that water is, it's good for our hair, but I didn't realize how much more I needed to use water.
Especially in this environment.
Yeah, especially in this environment.
Yes.
And because you always say, follicle first and you work from wet.
Yes.
And I found that really curious. So when I came to do my hair, like, let's see what they do. You hardly use the comb. I was like, wow, that.
Why?
Do you know I haven't used the comb? I use the comb so sparingly.
Yes. But you don't need, you use it unless you want to. You have to.
Sometimes like once in a month.
Yes.
But my hair is looking
fine,
fantastic, and it's water.
Yes.
So thank you, Mel.
And you know why? I think that's why I feel I should be here exactly at this moment doing what I do, is because I learned this not in school, because I'm not a trained hairstylist. Yeah. I learned this from having locks and small locks and realizing, wait a minute, my hair looks good. Like my hair looks good like this. I'm not combed it, and it's small locks. So why can't we, with our loose afro, enjoy our hair without combing it? Yeah. And then applying that, and then when I used to try and take out my extensions, I used to wet it. Back in the 80s, the 90s, I used to wet it for a leave-in conditioner to soften it, and then I used wet on my daughter. Yeah. So then I started flat twisting. Everything has happened organically. Yes. And so when it's not that it's I've been taught this and told this. I practice this. So for me, it is not natural to stretch for a hairdryer. It is natural to stretch for the rinse bottle. Yeah. Yeah. And if everybody kind of state of mind and celebrate shrinkage, that's why I say shrinkage is great.
It's great.
Then you would be able to do this easily.
I remember working in an office and, the white women would look at me curiously, One day one just came up to me. She said, Lekia, okay, I need to say this. 1 minute you come with really short hair. Next minute it's long. Next minute short again. And then it's long. Remember I asked you if you cut your hair and you said no. How do you do it?
Amazing African hair.
Exactly. I just said, yes, the nature of my hair. It can just go short, it can be long, I can stretch it without heat. Yeah. It's amazing.
Yes, it can be stretched without heat. Do you know the plant? I don't know the name for it in Sierra Leone. It reacts to the sun. It comes up when the sun, it opens.
When the sun comes.
Yes. And if you touch it, it will close. It will open and it will close, and it opens like it's trying to get the rays of the sun.
Is it?
And it will.
Is it green?
I don't know the name.
Is it green?
It's green.
Is it the forget-me? I think they call it forget-me
Forget-me-not.
not. Yeah, I think the biological name, if I can remember, from my second is Mimosa pudica.
Well, isn't it an amazing plant?
Yeah.
Because light in front of your eyes, you see it open for the sun.
Yeah.
Or if you touch it, anything foreign,
it closes. And then if you wait a while, you see it open again.
That's how I think of our hair.
I think it's called the Mimosa pudica.
Oh, hey, your daughter. No wonder your daughter is your daughter. Oh my goodness!
It's one of those names.
Okay.
Don't quote me
No,
though.
but that's what I think of our hair.
Yeah.
Because our hair reacts to nature.
Yeah, and that's why my logo, I use the lotus flower. It does, almost the same thing with the one you're describing. So, it grows in muddy, murky waters, and then it just rises. When the sun comes out, it rises and blossoms, and it's so beautiful. So a lot of ancient religions, like the Egyptian mythology, the religions and Buddhist, they use that as a symbol of reawakening, of emerging out from all the rubbish. So I think with the afro or our hair, from all the negativity that it has been, should I say, projected onto it all these years now, with people like you, we are now emerging out of that and reawakening. A lot of people are, because when I went natural, there was hardly anyone, around who could even give advice, because we have spent so many years not studying or enjoying or learning about my hair, so I didn't really know what to do. So as you said, like you was organically, I can do this, this happened, this is best, And that's why I say, if we have been looking after her hair all this while, by now, yes,
our
you
hair
can
would have
imagine,
been,
instead of perfecting the straightening or perfecting, having a weave, for example, we would have perfected looking after our hair.
And I want to add to that, what I've realized. So for 12 years, I was natural, and I made no apologies for having my natural hair, and I wasn't awake. I wasn't conscious. I wasn't aware. I truly began to be aware. I think when I started loxing my hair, and then when I started doing this business, then I woke up and understood what has been done to us. And maybe it's because I've got a captive audience of black women who come here, who look very professional, very confident, and you listen to their words and you realize there is an epidemic going around that's affecting us. And as women, we have a responsibility to wake up, because we are the mothers.
Yes.
We will be teaching and putting that onto our children.
So I think there's an awakening now that's going on, and I think it's really good. But I think more of us need to awaken to the fact that we don't need to continue with these dangerous practices on our hair. Our hair is beautiful as it is. We can work with what we have. We don't need to hide it. We don't need to disguise it. We don't need to mask it. We just need to let it be, be free and work with it. And we'll discover so much, potential with our own hair. And others would admire us for it, because, I feel people respect you more when you respect and love yourself, not when you're trying. Imagine if you're trying to be like someone else. How can they have respect for you?
Why should person respect you when you come into their shop and you ask them, I want this wig? You use the wig, they sell the wig to you, which is straight and completely not reflective of your hair, and you use it to cover your head. Why do you think people have this story? Your hair is ugly. Nobody wants your hair. Where do you think that comes from? When you treat yourself with disrespect, you're teaching others to treat you like that. And this is a very important message for people to understand.
Yeah.
And from that, they sell you the wigs, which have chemicals on it. How do they prepare it to come to market? Nobody's going to research that, because nobody cares. If you're going to take that risk and put it on your hair or put chemical on your hair, you have to understand nobody's researching the after effects of these products, which you have to wear gloves to put onto your scalp. And let's not get confused. It goes onto your scalp.
Yeah.
So this is why we're trying to push it, these issues. There's so many health issues going on in this community that if you can avoid one or two, avoid. And what we're trying to do is to help you to see that you could be even better and greater and save more time just freeing yourself of that regime of covering the curl pattern of your hair. Because the healthiest thing to do is to live with your curl pattern.
Yes, yes.
Is to live with your curl pattern.
Talking about health as well, I mean, we see now in the black community, children as young as 4 with traction alopecia. This is something that we attributed to maybe women in their 60s or even older. But traction alopecia, for those that don't know, is, you know, the hair loss from stretching and pulling. And so all around the sides, you know, the hair is gone. And you see little girls, you know, and mothers trying to cover it. How, it's, you know.
And what we realize is, for traction alopecia to be obvious, you've lost a significant, like maybe near 50% of your hair.
Yes.
What people don't realize is, as well as that, you know, when you're overcombing, overpulling, when people have given their hair a break and we're twisting their hair, locking their hair, we'll see the growth at the back, which they don't realize they've lost. Mm-hmm. But you'll see the breakage and you'll see short hair coming out. Yeah. And it's because we're losing our hair here and losing our hair around here. And we're not realizing because we're trying to change the natural curl pattern of our hair.
We're working against our hair.
We're working against our hair.
If we're working against our hair, how's it going to grow healthy? It's not going to grow healthy. And then, you know, the cycle continues and then you keep having to look for more and more and more different ways to cover their hair. And you'll meet a woman, say, in her 40s who will tell you she doesn't really know how her hair or how it feels.
Yeah.
And let's just flip the coin now. And if you meet a white woman who probably has been wearing fake hair ever since she was, let's say, 7 years old, and the fake hair she wears has always been afro textured hair, and she's been wearing that every time that to a point where she doesn't understand her hair, she doesn't know how it feels, and she's not, say, 35, 40 years old, and you say, why do you always wear African hair or curly hair? Oh, because it looks nice, it's more professional, you know, and she has never, ever, you know, seen her hair. Wouldn't that seem a bit funny? Wouldn't you wonder about her self-esteem or how much she loves herself, even if she may have a high-powered job? I think you will. But for us, it seems normal.
So 2 things, right, from what you just said, right, Lekia? And remind me it's 2, because maybe I'll go into one and I'll get
it was going off tangent.
But you know that look of care, why?
Yes.
Are you, what's wrong with you? That I've had that look for years when I used to put extensions in my hair and weave. You know, they would say, what's wrong with your hair? And I used to say, this is what black people do. This is normal. And they say, but nothing is wrong with your hair. And they used to be embarrassed for me. But because my eyes were shut, I'd be like, this is normal. And they would say, oh, no, it's not a hair. And they would giggle and laugh at me. But I'll be like, this is normal. It's not even, I wasn't even fazed by it. But now when you say that, I understand how
they have seen
that
you.
Is very bizarre because there's like, what is wrong with your hair? Unfortunately now, the white people have started weaving their hair. But along what you've just said, the second point is this. Because for me, when I go to an Asian shop and I see Caucasian girls or Caucasian type hair, owners of Caucasian type hair, by ponytail and all of that, it is normal. And for me, I feel like that makes sense because the hair texture blends in with the extension.
Yes.
Now, question. If white people, Caucasian people, you know, were born with African hair, curly hair, let's say the curly hair, African type hair, and we were born, black people, with straight hair, would we weave to have the curly hair of the lighter skinned people? Would curly hair be attractive to us if we were born with straight hair, all of us?
Yeah, it probably would. I think probably would because...
We would probably want their hair.
Yes, because the white person has put themselves on a pedestal. A pedestal,
yes.
sorry.
Yes, a pedestal, yes.
So the thing is, it's not really about... That's why I say...
It's not about...
Because when people say it's not really about the hair, it's not completely about the hair, it's about the image.
Okay.
That is why I'm going with the Billboard, because I'm trying to create an image that is positive.
So if white people's hair was sexy and it's curly,
because
we would want it?
Yes, because it's about, because if you look back from, you know, let's say, look at, because we understand how advertising affects us.
Okay.
Right? And the media, it does. We don't live in isolation. And if you look at the advertising or the propaganda, you know, from, let's say, the 18th century, 19th century, has always been negative, anything around the African. So it almost doesn't matter what we do or how we look.
Okay.
The African has been placed in a negative box.
Okay.
So whether we eat, let me say, for example, a good example is eating with our hands.
Okay.
A friend of mine, she's a West Indian, of Jamaican descent. And an Italian guy came to her and said, well, why do Africans eat with their hands? It's so disgusting, you know. And she was really angry at that. And she said, well, when you eat fish and chips, or when you eat chips, for example, what do? Yeah, I eat with my hands. He said, well, it's a bit different. She said, no, it's not different. It's the same thing. I see lots of people eating chips with their hands, you know. And then, now looking at another culture, for example, Chinese people, they eat with sticks. Well, so do monkeys, you know. They eat with sticks. They put the sticks inside the tree, get the bugs and everything, and eat. Now, can you imagine if Africans ate with sticks?
Hey!
Now everybody wants to use chopsticks.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
They want to use chopsticks. They want to learn how to use chopsticks.
Yeah.
Because even though the Chinese, their image has suffered a bit, but it's
not
not as our image.
image.
You can imagine if we were the one. Nobody would want to use sticks.
Oh my God.
Nobody would. We use chewing sticks for our teeth. You know, but it's it's a negative thing.
Yeah, what we do is just negative.
It's just negative. So it almost doesn't really matter how we look
it's
or what we come with.
Yeah.
You know. So we need to repair our image, you know.
Okay.
And one of the ways we can do it is by embracing who and what we are, our history, our culture, our look.
Right. Okay. And that is the essence of Project Embrace.
Yes.
And what is it? Be bold.
Yeah. Oh, sorry. Thank you for reminding
my sister,
me.
I love it. I love it.
The tagline for Project Embrace is bold, strong, never wrong. So you've got to be bold in who you are. You've got to be strong and believe in yourself. And you have to know that there's nothing wrong with you. Never wrong. However you were born, that is how you are and who you're supposed to be. And I think any race can use it. Any group of people can use it. So we're going to be selling slogan tops, you know, and bags that have the slogan. So watch out for the pictures will be coming soon. And then also you'll be able to purchase them online. And if you do, you'll also be contributing to the Project Embrace Billboard campaign. Oh, and I must mention, we might even use you if you're a good girl.
Oh dear.
We will be recruiting or looking for models to take part in the next Project Embrace photo shoot for Billboard. We've got pictures already for the first set of Billboard, but every year we're going to be having new pictures. So on the day of the event, which is May the 18th, you know, we'll have a booth where you can come and register. So there's no age limit, no gender limit. All we require is that you have beautiful, well, you know, I know it's beautiful anyway, African textured hair, whether it's locked, whether it's free, whether it's Sisterlocks. We want to use you, want to take beautiful pictures of you. I want to put you out there for the world to see.
Let me now, though she's not my daughter, put a name in already. So when she sees this video, she knows she needs to contact you. Ruby Alila. Ruby needs to be in this campaign because she's just fantastic. She's beautiful with her skin tone and everything. Ruby, get in touch. She's like, what is Melissa doing? Yeah. So I put Ruby's name in.
So get in touch.
So every time we support you, whether it's turning up at the event or paying to go to one of your projects, it is all towards the ultimate project, which is the Billboard campaign.
Yes.
So there's many little projects you're going to be doing.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
So to support that campaign.
Yes. So there's we're also looking at having a music concert as well. So if there's anyone out there who can help with, arranging and organizing a music concert, just get in touch with either myself or Mel, and we'll take it from there.
So how can they find Project Embrace? How can they find you? Where's the best?
Well, the best place actually is Facebook. So
I'll put the link.
Yes, if you
as well for you.
Oh, thank you. Just type in Project Embrace. The capital. I think the capitals matter, isn't it, with Facebook?
I don't know, but when we put the link, they can just click
Yeah.
on it. I mean, you could Google search for our project Embrace.
Yeah.
But I feel like the movement is it's this energy force, right? So whether you just like the page or you go to the event or you comment or you share this, you are working towards the same goal that we are.
Yeah.
And so we thank you in advance for supporting this project.
We do.
And we know you'll push it and push it. So, we can spread the word and we can support your campaign because one day we will see images of ourselves and it's natural on billboards in cities. We start with London. But the idea is for that to continue.
Yes, because again, it's a good point of reference, especially for our young ones, for our children. It doesn't, so, I mean, I remember being young, you know, and looking through magazines and admiring, you know, the models I see there and hoping and wishing and wondering if my hair could ever be like theirs, which was, unfortunately, was straight hair. I didn't see anyone that reflected me. And even those that reflected me, had their hair straightened. And even when it came to features as well, I couldn't really identify, but it feels good when you can identify with something outside of you, and it helps to build our collective self-esteem. And I think it's really good for our children as well, because imagine our children going out there into the world already feeling that there's something fundamentally wrong about them. And there's been lots of research about the effects of images, the effects certain images have on girls or women generally when it comes to magazines. You know, it always has to be skinny, white, and all of that. And there's lots of research on the dangers it's doing to lots of little girls and how eating disorders are coming about and everything. But there's nothing really about the hair. You know, it's all the image. So if you're going out there and you've already been told that your hair is wrong, what would it do to us? Our psyche.
It's so deep.
It's deep.
It is
if
very deep.
Your body image is attacked, these are the things it could do. Your hair image too, if it's attacked, what can it do? But because it has happened for so long, for centuries, we have absorbed it and accepted it. I think it's time now we wake up and say, enough is enough. Enough is enough. There's so many ways to have beautiful hair, and our hair, African textured hair, is one of those ways.
And when we deny this and we don't work towards this consciousness and awareness, we see those people, and I'm sure other spaces where you work with hair, with African hair, you see it. I am seeing that people are sitting in the chair and they're young and they're suffering from hair loss.
Yeah.
So ultimately, that's the end result is. You end up losing hair, your self-confidence and all of that, and then you cover it with the wigs, and then the cycle basically continues. And I feel like the book that you found and your daughter was reading, we have a responsibility now.
Yes.
It's time to wake up, because even though you're rocking your hair the way you want to, remember somebody else is being influenced by that.
Yes.
Is it a good influence or is it a negative influence?
Yes.
I need help. My daughter sees me working hair with African hair every day with Auntie Gent, and she still, over the weekend, pointed to her favorite hairstyle, which was straight Caucasian hair. And my daughter sees aunties coming in, uncle with locks. Every day she sees that. Do you understand how deep it is?
Yes.
And do you understand how it breaks my heart that even though I'm awake and I'm conscious and I'm doing my best, still my daughter thinks straight is more beautiful.
Yeah,
a lighter complexion is more beautiful.
Because it's the context in which she has seen it. She, yes, women are coming here doing it, but she hasn't seen it in the context of what she understands as beautiful. One of the ways, if she looks in a magazine and sees our hair, she sees it more often, it will start to register to her that, because when you see someone in a magazine, your thought is, this is a beautiful person.
Yes.
When she sees people like us in adverts, on TV,
yes.
When she sees them on billboards, it will start registering to her, because we have to place our hair in a positive context, and one of that is beautiful. So put it around wealth, around beauty, because those are the things that people like and respect. But because I tell people, our hair has had, media exposure, but it's always been in a negative context. If they want to cast someone as ugly and undesirable and unintelligent, most of the time they will be dark skinned, their hair would be natural and that sort of thing. And
I'm thinking of the Nollywood movies where when she's in the village with her African hair out. That's where you see the traction alopecia of the actresses. And then when they are now in an educated, more affluent in the city, they have their straight weave covering their traction alopecia, which is making it worse. Yeah, it is a cycle that needs to stop.
It's a cycle. So our mental health and physical health is actually under attack, and we need to do something about it. I sincerely believe.
And doing something about it can be done in many ways.
Yes.
If you share this posting, that is you working towards the movement of us celebrating ourselves. If you come to the event, if you comment, you can do, it doesn't cost anything. You can do something about the movement so we start changing it.
Because there's nothing wrong in celebrating ourselves. We want to celebrate ourselves. Some people, unfortunately, will see it as if we're attacking others who decide to wear weaves. No, we are celebrating ourselves. Every other group of people do that. And we don't see, like, for example, you never see any shampoo adverts using African textured hair. It will always be straight hair. And they are celebrating their hair.
Yeah.
So why shouldn't we do the same? We are celebrating our hair in different ways, people like you working with hair, we're trying to get it out there. There's some other natural hair events as well. We are celebrating ourselves. Everything, our hair, who we are, our culture, our history. And I think it's a good thing. And it would be great if you could join us too.
On the 18th of May, on Saturday,
at the Arts Centre.
Thank you very much, Lekia.
Oh, thank you for having me.
Oh, it's such a pleasure. What a lovely conversation, my sister.
I can stay here forever.
I know. There's so much more. Yeah. But at least it gives you a snippet and an idea on the movement in the UK that's happening right now.
Yeah.
And the sort of energy who come into the bespoke hut who we love.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you very much for watching this posting. Share it, comment.
Yeah.
It'd be great, and it'd be great to see you at the Asantewa Centre in Maida Vale.
Yes. So as Chanel said, share it, comment. There'll also be information about where you can click, isn't it? Where they can click.
Absolutely, I'll put it at the bottom.
And if you can also, the t-shirts and the bags, to help with the Billboard campaign. But we'll love to see you, and we'll love to hear your comments.
And it would be great if you when you go to the event here in the UK, to come to Lekia and tell her whether you saw this video.
Oh, yes.
It'd be good to know, because I know a lot of people don't comment and not necessarily everyone likes, but a lot of people view. And I see my viewing going up, but I know my peoples don't necessarily comment, but I know you're there and you're watching and you're sharing. So it'd be great if you went to the event, or if you see Lekia, let her know it's working what I'm doing, because I don't know, because I'm stuck in this room and I'm working, and stuck not in a negative way. I love it, but especially because it's cold outside. But it'd be great to know whether this is working and whether you are getting the messages, because it's all about love, positivity, and uplifting ourselves, because nobody's going to do it for us.
Nobody will do it for us. We don't do it for ourselves.
We do it for ourselves.
Yeah, so we've got to blow our collective trumpet. But also, I think, Mel, I think we should also maybe invite people to comment who don't necessarily agree with us.
Yes.
I mean, don't be rude, please, because my heart can't take it.
Yeah, but comment.
Comment if you feel, maybe there's something that we've said that you don't agree with, please. Or something that you think we've missed.
Yes.
If you agree with us but we've missed something, or you don't agree and you think maybe we're looking at,
things in a,
maybe in a way that shouldn't be looked at. I think we'll like to hear from you too.
No, I think.
Okay, we will.
Yes, right. You see why it takes two minds more than one? She's right. And then what I'm going to do is blog it. Okay. So I'm gonna, if you comment, or and if you have something to say, then I'm gonna blog it so people can continue commenting and you can follow it through the blog as well. That would be great.
Yeah, because so we can have a healthy debate.
Let's have a healthy debate about it.
Yeah.
Because we're not always right. We don't know everything.
Yes.
I mean, this is
from our point of view.
Yeah.
But, you might have a different point of view, and we'd like to hear it.
Thank you, everyone, for watching this posting. Thank you, Lekia.
Thank you for having me. I've really enjoyed myself.
Good.
Do I have to go now?
Yes, you do have to go. You've got another appointment.
Yeah, I do. I'm running late.
So stay blessed And take care of you.
Yes. Thank you.
Thank you.
Mon nom s'appelle SK, original, avec le ringer. Adam, lawyer entertainment present, yeah, street blaster. On y va.
Tout le monde est présenté vos chansons, s'il vous plaît, voici votre SK Blinks original, à featuring Ada. Balancez, balancez.